Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for your continued support and keeping up with everything that I've been doing, because I swear I've been doing the most lately, and that's just me trying to find different creative ways to get my content out to you guys, from my Sunday session videos, my blog posts on my mentor.life, my memes, and even these videos that I'm kicking out to you guys weekly. I'm trying to stay as consistent as possible with my content. So we try to be great all 2021. Today I want to talk about 6 tips on how to handle a breakup. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this today is because most of my clients that have been booking with me have been due to a breakup, and this is a very common thing. So whether you're dealing with it now, have dealt with it, and you haven't yet, this is for you. Now, these are things that I did after my breakup. Now, I didn't want to get back with my ex, so but it could still apply to you if you want to get back with your ex. So just take whatever you can from it and just apply it to your situation however you see fit. So number 1 would be no contact. Now, you can do no contact between 30 to 60 days, however long you want to do it. Now, for me, I did 30 days. Now, I really didn't do it to play this mind game to see if I can get him back. I did it to see how long it would take for, just to kind of experiment, to see how long it would take for him to reach out to me. And it did take about a little after 45 days. And he didn't even text me anything of significance. It was just like, what's up? I picked my phone up and put it right back down. Now, if you're a person that wants to hear from the person, then even within that time frame you gave yourself, so if it was 30 days, don't reach back out even if they text you. And I know you're going to say, well, if I don't hit them back, well, then they're going to think that I'm mad at them. Let them think what they want to think. If they really want to get back with you, they're going to be determined to get in contact with you, whether you hit them back or not in that time frame. But really, no contact is for yourself. It's not about the other person. So keep that in mind as well. But after the no contact, you still don't reach out. They still have to reach back out to you. So make sure they reach out to you first before you reach out to them. If you want to get them back. Now, more than likely within no contact, you're going to realize that you don't even want this person back. Because if you're actually doing no contact right, which means you're working on yourself in that time frame, then you're probably going to get to a place where how you were feeling before, those feelings have faded. And if you do want the person back and they end up coming back, you don't want them to coming back to the same type of person. You want to have some type of self-development. So no contact is really for yourself, to be completely honest. It's not really for the other person. And you don't want to sit around waiting around idle, and that'll make you more anxious for the person to reach out to you. And if they're not reaching out to you, then that's going to make you tempted to reach back out to them. So I would say no contact is perfect to start off with when you go immediately into it. Now, if you've already messed up by reaching out to your ex, because trust me, you reaching out to them is not going to make them want you more. If you've already done that and you've been harassing them, just start over. You can always start over. It's okay. I mean, we're human. I've been there, done that. So I can understand, like, you want to explain yourself, explain your emotions, and want to get clarity. It happens. But if you're just seeing this video and you've already been doing all that other stuff, like harassing them and calling them a million times a day and texting them trying to get answers, at this point, put down your phone. Put it down. Step away from the phone and start doing your no contact. Number 2, for me, acceptance is what I benefited from the most, because that was my closure. You don't need, people think they need to go and have a conversation with the person to get the closure that they needed. No, because the person is never going to be able to give you the closure that you need. You're not going to be able to actually hear what you really want to hear. They're not going to tell you what you really need to hear to get that closure. So acceptance is your closure. And what I did was I wrote down a long list of things, like pros and cons. And that list of cons was long. And even though I already knew I wasn't getting back with my ex, it allowed me to get a sense of clarity of what went wrong in the relationship. So even if me and him aren't getting back together, now I know moving forward what I will allow and won't allow in a relationship. So that is part of the healing process. You have to gain that clarity and that understanding of why. So even if you want the person back, to be honest, guys, I would say we're all human. So everyone's not going to be able to just walk away from situations. But I will say, don't go from the breakup with the intentions of wanting your ex back. Move away from it as if, okay, this is over and I need to move on. Now, that's easier said than done, but like I said, with acceptance, that'll allow you to move on a little faster. So I'm not saying don't feel your feelings. So feel all that, deal with it. Cry all the tears you need to cry, because that's part of the healing process. Don't run from that part, but accept it. And when you walk away from the situation, and even if you want the person back, don't walk away from the situation thinking about getting them back, because it's not a guarantee that they are going to come back. Walk away from the situation knowing that you've accepted it, and it is what it is. And sometimes, and when you kind of accept it, really, that's when they come back. But I would say just gain that clarity for yourself, so that if they don't come back, then hey, it's no sweat off your back. They just didn't come back, and it wasn't meant. So now you're not still sitting harboring those feelings. You actually were able to get through that healing process, whether they came back or not. So yeah, that definitely is one of the most important things after a breakup: acceptance. Number 3. Now, this is very important: self-development, because this is where you get intentional and you start to focus and hone in on your personal growth as a person, because there may have been things in the relationship that you neglected and disregarded because you were of this person's behind so much that you kind of lost sight of things. So what is it that you always wanted to do? Why are you here? What's your purpose? What is it, things that you need to heal from? Different things that you feel like you want to change about yourself, or that you maybe want to embrace. But self-development and all of these things that I'm listing here is really all about self after the breakup, because at the end of the day, you have to deal with you. So what's healthiest is focusing on yourself and growing, because even if that person doesn't come back around, you still have to move on with life. So self-development is major key, because once you come out of that, you have discovered so many things that maybe even in that discovery, that person isn't even a part of that. You can't even see that person a part of that, because you've became a new person, a whole new person. So yeah, self-development, I think for me, that's been one of the huge things that my discovery of who I am and why I'm here. It's nothing like that feeling. It just gives you a sense of peace. And so maybe discovering that will help you discover, if you want the person back, discover that maybe the person isn't meant for you. Now, if you go through that discovery and you still see that person is meant for you, then hey, by all means, do what you got to do. So number 4, which is a very common thing that I don't agree with, but because I've been there, done that, I kind of understand, which is hopping into a rebound situation to fill the void of the other person after the breakup, which never really fills the void, and all it does is help you avoid the healing process. So whether it's a sexual or an emotional rebound, they're both one and the same. Regardless, it's just a temporary fix, and it does not help you in the long run. So don't do it. And if you're doing it right now, stop, okay? Stop it. It's not healthy. So number 5, this is the fun part, guys. You're single again. So take up a hobby, travel. I know for me, like shortly after my breakup, I think a week after, it was my birthday. So I already had a trip planned out. So after that, I wanted to keep going on more trips. It was very therapeutic for me. And I started noticing that I like to cook a lot more. I started finding different restaurants, taking myself on dates. So yeah, do those things. Find things that make you feel like yourself again. Start taking up classes. different things that you may have wanted to try before, and you never had a chance to. So now you have this free time. You have this time to yourself where you can discover new things. So yes, guys, just discover yourself again. I think that's the best thing to do so that your mind doesn't remain idle, because an idle mind is the devil's playground. So, and we don't need those problems. So definitely take up a hobby, travel, figure out those things that make you happy and feel like yourself again. So last but not least, guys, number 6, and that is reconnecting with your friends and family, which is very important, because sometimes we get so wrapped up in the relationship, we tend to forget that those other relationships in our lives also require attention as well. So reconnecting with them allows you that support system, someone you can vent to talk you off a cliff whenever you're off on the deep end, and just to have someone there so you don't feel alone in what you're going through. I know my friend, she sat with me over the weekend after my breakup, and we didn't do anything. I cried most of the weekend, and we just chilled, watched TV, and I think we probably went out once. And she was just there for me. And I definitely appreciated it, because I needed it, when I felt like I was in a dark place. And so reconnecting, guys, definitely reconnect. You need that support system around you so that you don't feel alone in what you're going through. So guys, those were my 6 steps on how to deal after a breakup. So I hope I was able to help someone, whether you're the person that initiated the breakup or the one that was broken up with. Hopefully this will help you get through the process a lot better. And if you need any further assistance, you can always reach out to me on mymentor.life at Rochelle Demetrius. Until next time, guys, be blessed.